Louis John Dube Jr. joined the CIA in 1952 after serving in the Marine Corps for 17 years with the rank of captain, and he fought in the World War II and the Korean War. He assisted in the nationalist independence movement that was led by Taiwanese guerrillas. Throughout the 1950s and the 1960s, he was an undercover operative who worked in 63 countries in Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. He later became an operations officer at CIA headquarters in Langley, and he was responsible for reviewing documents and publications for classified material. He received the Career Intelligence Medal and Medal for Civilian Service in Vietnam and a Silver Medal at his retirement in 1986. In 1987, he became an independent contractor for the agency, and he reviewed material for publication. He also was frequently asked to testify at trials as an expert witness on clandestine affairs, and then he retired in 2000. So I asked my dad what it was like to have a father in the CIA.
When I was younger, I didn't know what my dad did for a living. My older brothers, Lou and Bruce, were born stateside because Pop wasn't CIA until 52. In 55, I came along, but we were already overseas and he was already CIA. I was born in Taiwan, since we were still trying to flush out some commies in China. We came stateside shortly afterwards. Lord knows how long we stayed there, until we were shipped off to Europe and we got to see Switzerland and France. That was the most time that I can remember. We came stateside again after a while, and on the way back, instead of taking a plane like we usually do, we went by ship. It was pretty impressive pulling into New York Harbor. Lord knows how long we were stateside before we were shipped off again to the Middle East. Instead of going directly to the Middle East, we had to stop over in Athens because tensions were still too high over there. That's where my little brother Tom was born. When things finally calmed down a bit, or calmed down enough, he was transferred to Beirut. And that was just another life experience. Different cultures, different language, different food. It was different. We were there for a bit, Lord knows how long. Then again, back to stateside to be reassigned. After a while, we were deployed to the Ivory Coast. That's where my youngest brother, Pat, was born. That was our last trip overseas. My mom and Pat needed medical attention only the stateside could give us. So in 61, we came back to the States. We've been there since 1970. We was finally told that my dad was CIA. That was kind of a kick in the head. Lord knows what, I thought he was just another Pentagon worker. We weren't allowed to tell anyone because it was hush hush. No one knows, everybody's dad was a spy. While we were overseas, I was too young to care or even know what my dad did. But after finding out it was like, wow, how many kids have spies for dads? Before long, he was sent to Vietnam as a spy. That was just really crazy because Vietnam is Vietnam and they shoot spies and don't just take prisoners. Not knowing the danger we were in, we just lived our lives and just were kids. I learned to appreciate the different cultures, different foods, able to experience different weather phenomenons and just world history and world as it is. It was pretty awesome. It was tough though when we came back, or every time we were shipped out. You had to learn new languages, cultures. Schooling was a real bear. Forget all the languages that you learned before and still learn English. By the time we came stateside, it was pretty awesome because I was about the only kid that was able to see the world about the age of 8, while other kids had just read about it and heard about it. I envied most of the kids because they got to see this stateside, and it was just kind of, wow, you guys lived here? Must be cool. I was lucky to have seen different parts of the world. I was just so envious because of all the other kids they went to school with knowing more about this country than I did.
Yeah, dust to dust, don't cry for us. We made it to Arlington.